Horseback archers in traditional hunting costumes performed the ancient art of Yabusame last Sunday at Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine in Kamakura near Tokyo. It is said that the warlord Minamoto no Yoritomo started Yabusame in Kamakura to pray for peace and bountiful harvests. The horses galloped along a 250-meter course while their riders shot arrows at the targets, each just 40 centimeters square. About 20,000 spectators cheered when the arrows hit the targets. A woman said she was impressed by the powerful show put on by the archers. A man said the fast horses and the powerful archers made a great impact. He was really moved. A group of researchers plans to set sail on primitive boats to help find out how humans traveled from Taiwan to the southern Japanese islands 30,000 years ago. The group of about 30 anthropologists, archaeologists and adventurers disclosed the plan recently. The group says distant ancestors of Japanese people began inhabiting islands in what is today's Okinawa prefecture in the Paleolithic period. They are believed to have crossed the sea from Taiwan, which was part of the Chinese continent at that time. However, what kind of boats they used remains a mystery. No archaeological findings have suggested what they had tools for woodwork. Group members think that ancient people may have used boats made of bundled grass or bamboo rafts. The members will produce such vessels and make a 75-kilometer journey from Yonaguni Island to Iriomote Island, both in Okinawa, this July. Group leader Yosuke Kaifu of the National Museum of Nature and Science says they want to solve the big mystery of how humans invented boats and sailed across the sea. Kaifu said people who arrived in Okinawa suffered a tough journey on the sea. The group plans to do a thorough study to solve the mystery of how their distant ancestors achieved their journey. Jabali Dome or Rock Dome, also known as the Jabali Dome, is located in Iran's central provincial city of Kerman. The dome, a place of historical importance in Iran, has been constructed of stone and brick, though the building is of stone and gypsum, and its architectural effects have been inspired from the Sassanid period. It was repaired during the first decades of the advent of Islam in Iran. It is of octagonal design and comprises 3 floors, crowned by a rather flat dome, totally empty inside. It appears to predate the 2nd millennium AD and may have been a Zoroastrian building, and is remarkable because of being constructed of stone rather than the more usual brick. There is an exhibition of stone inscriptions from different eras discovered in archaeological excavations in the province. The copper market of Isfahan's ancient vaulted bazaar, located in the world's largest square of Nash-e-Jahan, has been a tourist attraction of all time. Isfahan Bazaar is a vaulted 2-kilometer street linking the old city with the new. It is located in downtown Old Isfahan, Iran, in the northern section of Nash-e-Jahan Square. Before you enter the Grand Bazaar, if you look back, you will see the magnificent view of the square, which is one of the biggest squares in the entire world. All around the square are bazaars full of magnificent Persian handicrafts, including copper handicrafts. Guiyang, capital of southwest China's Guizhou province, recently welcomed the debut of the city's first robot restaurant. Located in the economic development zone of the city, the restaurant introduced 5 robots to serve customers. Their main task is to serve dishes to customers' tables according to predefined orders. Many customers feel satisfied with this new experience. This customer is very curious on whether the robots are able to serve like real humans. She thinks her kids will definitely love them. Another customer said they don't have this kind of thing in Guiyang before. It is the first time they have robot service. He thinks it works well and had just sent a short video of them to his family, and they enjoy it very much. Restaurant manager Li Zuobing said their first consideration when introducing these robots is customers' dining experience, as they can attract customers' attention. Secondly, they can create a better dining environment because they will never involve in language conflict with customers. He admitted that there are still many function shortages on these robots, as they can only move along fixed paths and are unable to respond to customers' requirements. But the business value behind the idea is what drove them to introduce these devices. The average monthly salary per work is 2,500 yuan, or about $386. Li added, robot can work continuously, and every one of them can replace the labor of 2 people. Plus, they are disposable, and each of them can be used for 5 to 8 years. The 33rd Weifang International Kite Festival, held recently, attracted kite flying enthusiasts from around the world to Weifang City, East China's Shandong province. Despite a rainy day, colorful kites of all sizes and variations filled the sky on the festival's opening day. People also enjoyed kite surfing and drone performances. A total of 66 domestic flying teams and 51 other ones from 35 countries and regions, including the United States, Australia and New Zealand, participated in the event. The city of Weifang is believed to be the home of kites in China. The history of kites there has also won admiration from domestic and foreign visitors. More and more young people can be seen wearing the traditional Korean costume Hanbok on the streets these days. The trend is defying the convention that the Hanbok was something people only pulled out on special occasions. Students dressed in elegant traditional Korean attire known as Hanbok can be seen here and there on campus. They are members of a college club that encourages the public to wear Hanbok once a month. The students learn how to wear the Hanbok properly and its history and sample the beauty of Korean clothes. This global traveler specializes in publicizing the practicality of the Korean traditional attire by traveling around the world in Hanbok. It has been 4 years since she became mesmerized by the clothing. She wears it not only when she goes outside, but also when enjoying her hobbies and performing other daily tasks. Kwon Mi-ru, a Hanbok traveler, said ever since she became mesmerized by the Hanbok, she wanted to test on her own how far she can go and what she can do in it. This club, called the Hanbok Noridan, stages surprise performances and parties in Hanbok. Its membership grew to surpass 4,000 people in just 5 years. Choi Jung-chul, director, Hanbok Advancement Center, said because of the rising status of Korean culture around the world, young Koreans want to discover and experience the value of traditional culture. The traditional Hanbok, which in the past was shunned for being uncomfortable and old-fashioned, has emerged as a unique fashion item among young people, aiming to express their individuality. For the past 2 years, 12-year-old Cho Sang-bin has spent nearly all his waking hours focused on a wooden board covered with black and white stones, honing the skills he hopes to translate into a lucrative career as a professional Go player. Cho, one of dozens of pre-teens sitting at rows of desks topped with playing boards at the Lee Si-dol School of Go in central Seoul, said it's fun and he is not tired of it. Many spend 12 hours a day practicing match play with each other in the small neon-lit, largely windowless rooms of the school named after the grandmaster they all hope to emulate. Already well known in East Asia, Lee achieved global recognition recently when he took on Google's artificial intelligence AlphaGo program in a 5-match showdown. The 33-year-old lost the series, but the battle gave an unprecedented boost to the ancient board game's international profile. The rules of the game are simple. 2 players take turns placing black or white stones on a square board with a 19 by 19 grid. Whoever captures the most territory wins. But the strategies needed to secure victory are complex, with reportedly more possible move configurations than atoms in the universe. Handpicked from an early age, these children are hoping to make it big in Go, one of Asia's most popular games. Kim Jung-yul, president of the Lee Si-dol Go Research Institute, said even though going against 1,202 supercomputers and losing the first 3 matches, Lee Si-dol player did not give up and did his best. There has been an increase of people who want to learn Go at academies, and that has been a positive influence. Go originated in China 3,000 years ago and has been played for centuries, mostly in China, Japan and South Korea, with more than 40 million fans worldwide, and today can offer its top players fame and fortune. The pressure to succeed for the students is intense, with just 15 places in the professional ranks up for grabs each year. But the potential rewards make the sacrifices all worthwhile. An international jazz festival was held recently in Tashkent city for the 2nd time. It brought together music lovers from around the world to mark this celebration and to learn more about jazz, its roots, culture and influence. The festival featured a number of foreign guests from Czech Republic, France, Indonesia, Latvia, Switzerland, Turkey and the United States. It was organized by the State Conservatory of Uzbekistan, the State Jazz Orchestra of Uzbekistan, with the support and participation of several embassies, and the Ministry of Culture and Sports Affairs of Uzbekistan. During a concert program which was organized in the framework of the festival, young musicians presented their best jazz songs for the audience in Uzbekistan State Conservatory of Uzbekistan. The aim of the festival was to enable jazz musicians of Uzbekistan and abroad to hold a celebration of this universal language of the world through various events in Tashkent and other cities of Uzbekistan. In November 2011, April 30th was officially proclaimed by UNESCO as the International Jazz Day in order to emphasize its role in uniting people from all corners of the globe. April is a common month for the recognition of jazz. International Jazz Day promotes the pursuit of peace, intercultural dialogue, cultural diversity and respect for human rights and human dignity.